Welcome back to the My Restyling channel. Today we're going to see how to restore this dresser, which most likely dates back to the 1950s and was abandoned by the owner of a house that's up for sale. The lines of this piece of furniture can look very modern nowadays. In fact, we're going to pair it with our peacock color, which is a bold and elegant teal perfect for today's homes. After thoroughly cleaning and degreasing the furniture, including the glass top, I start right from here, applying the first coat of peacock. Look at how well it covers and how perfectly it adheres to the glass without any need for primer. By the way, our peacock is one of the best covering colors we have. I use a size 50 brush. If you start from the center and then spread the paint outwards, you'll do a better job and use less paint. And it's important, especially on glass, to always spread and smooth the surface from one end to the other. This way, you'll have far fewer brush marks. If you want, you can also use a roller. Once the top is done, I apply the first coat to the rest of the furniture and the drawers as well. Look at how perfectly it covers, even here on a glossy veneer that has only been cleaned and not sanded or dulled. If you use a cross brush stroke, it covers even better. After about 5 hours, here I painted in November, I apply the second coat, preferably using a cross brush stroke because it helps with coverage, and you can immediately see how intense and final the peacock color becomes. Then I proceed with the second coat on the glass as well. As you can see, I use the cross brush stroke here too, first vertically and then I smooth everything out horizontally. But be careful, when you have such long surfaces, you can only use this method if it's not too hot. In fact, I did this restyling at the end of autumn. If you do it in the summer, apply the paint only in the longest direction. In this case, with some lighter colors, you might need an extra coat. I then decided to apply the Redesign transfer to the drawers, Golden Damask Hunt, the one you see here in the video. Before applying the transfer, I tape the drawers together so that they are perfectly aligned to match up the damask pattern. Then I smooth the surface of the drawers with our 280 grit sponge sandpaper, which you can find on my website myrestyling.com. Remember to always include one in your orders because it's essential for making your restyling projects neat and smooth. At the end, I remove the dust with a slightly damp microfiber cloth and the drawers become incredibly smooth to the touch. Next, I move on to applying the transfer. After removing the protective paper, I place it on the drawers and press it down firmly with my hands to make the glue stick. Then I proceed to transfer the image using the supplied stick. I peel off the film and look how beautiful it is once it's glued on. It has a truly elegant effect. Next, I proceed to cut the transfer along the separation slot between the drawers. I use my precision craft knife from Stamperia. You can also find this, of course, on the website, and it's a very useful tool that you really should have at home. Then I use a 280 grit abrasive sponge paper on the glass to smooth the surface. Wait at least 24 hours before doing this step because on glass the paint needs to be completely dry. It's nice when the surface feels smooth to the touch, so this step is essential if you want to do a good job. At the end, I remove the dust with a damp microfiber cloth. Then I use my natural vegan wax with jojoba oil to protect the glass. I use the special wax brush that you can find on the website. Be sure to immediately remove any excess with a cloth. This way, the wax will crystallize better and also faster. Of course, I also protect the rest of the furniture with the same process. Then I take the silicone rubber because I want to reproduce the keyhole cover of the furniture since one was there and one was missing. The silicone rubber is made up of component A and component B. So I take a portion of component A, which as you can see is white and has a paste-like consistency. And then I take a more or less equal portion of component B, which is purple, and I knead them together. They should be roughly equal in weight, 1 to 1. You can also just eyeball it. Once the two colors are fully blended, I spread it out on a small plate and position it. Then I take my keyhole cover to make the mold. After about 15 minutes, the mold is ready. I use Reshimica's white resin. All these products can be found on the website. I pour it in a 1-to-1 ratio of component A and component B. I mix everything together well. And I pour it into my mold. After about 20 minutes, my keyhole cover is ready. You can tell because it turns white. When it's white, it means it's ready. And here it is, exactly the same as the original. Then I always color it with my peacock to put it on the furniture. Then I use Stamperia's wax patina in the color Antique Brass and apply it to all the metal parts. I use Stamperia's number 8 brush, which you can find in the flat brush set. These brushes are perfect for doing these small touch-ups. And look at how well the antique brass wax patina colors. It looks like paint, but it's actually a wax. I apply it thoroughly to all the metal parts. In the end, I also apply it to my extractor hood to make it really look like gold. And here is the finished piece of furniture. If you want to color with the peacock color too, you can find the kit to prepare it on my website. And if you want to make natural wax at home, I'll leave the video on how to do it here on the side. If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Bye, see you next time.